Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitvishavahay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
Karmendriyani sanyamya,
ya aste manasa smaran,
ya aste manasa smaran,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
yastvindriyani manasa,
yastvindriyani manasa,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
karmendriyai karmayogam,
Karmendriyai karmayogam,
asakta savishishyate,
asakta savishishyate,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
karmajyayo hyakarmanaha,
karmajayo hyakarmanaha,
sharirayatra pichate,
sharirayatra pichate,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
yajñarthat karmanonyatra,
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र
lokoyam karma bandhanaha,
लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः
tadartham karma kaunteya,
तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय
mukta sangha samachara,
मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर
saha yajñā prajā srishtva,
सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
येषवोस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
येषवोऽस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So we have been eking out amazing principles from this verse number 10, wherein he says, Saha yajnaha prajaha srishtva purovacha prajapatihi. One of the challenges which you face when you're studying the scriptures is to see the relevance of what they are saying in your life today. See, all these scriptures are in coded language. They've all been given out in the yogic language, coded language. It is exactly like, any other subject. If you take mathematics, they will give it in their language only, which may be various formulae. If you take chemistry, they'll give it in their language, which is a set of equations. So you require a person who is an expert in that field to be able to decode whatever has been given. For example, if an equation from chemistry is given to someone who doesn't have any idea of what all that is about, now what would he be able to understand? There will be no relevance of that equation, and there will be no relevance to his life, the life which he is leading. If a mathematical formula is given to a person who doesn't know anything of that subject, it will be very strange for him. Rather, he will conclude, he will say, all this is a waste of time. See, when I'm facing so many problems, so many things are there, you're just giving me some meaningless symbols and meaningless letters, and you're asking me to study that. But to a mathematician, that will speak so much because he is an expert in that field. And he sees the relevance of whatever he is studying in life in terms of application. If a biological term is given to a non-specialist in the field of biology, no, it will not mean anything to him. Let's say medical terminology. But to a person who is trained in that person will also know the impact. That is, how this can be applied practically. That is what I mean by expert, not merely a theoretical expert. So similarly, the scriptures are also in coded language. You require a yogi to decode this. Some people think that merely mastery over the Sanskritam language is enough to understand the scriptures. No. See, for example, if you take mathematics, now the symbols are given in English letters, let's say A, B, C, X, Y, Z, like that they have given. Now, just because you know the English language very well cannot make you a mathematician. Similarly, in physics, so many formulae are given, so many concepts are explained. Now, just because you know that particular language which has been used will not make you a physicist. Language is another helpful tool, but by itself it doesn't give you any guarantee that you can understand the depth of that subject. Then what is it that is required? It is an expertise in that particular subject which is required to be able to understand it properly. A combination of the penetrative capacity with respect to that subject and the practical application, also being practical, that combination will help you master anything. Not merely the knowledge of that particular language. Similarly, if you take the Bhagavad Gita for example, just because a person knows the Sanskritam language doesn't mean he can now understand the Bhagavad Gita better. What I mean by coded language here is not the usual language which we're talking of, in terms of English, Sanskritam, Hindi. It's not like that, Tamil. Not those kinds of spoken languages. What we mean is the principles are put in a coded way. Now in the yogic approach, we are decoding all these formulae. You can take every verse like as a formula. So if you just merely read the verse and let's say you know the Sanskritam language, you understand the literal meaning of this, it really doesn't mean anything. What is the literal meaning? When the creation happened, having created people along with Yajna, the Creator said, by this may you propagate. Let this be the Kamadhenu, the wish-fulfilling cow of your desires. Now, this is the literal meaning. But in order to understand the relevance of this verse, here I am discussing about this verse, but this is applicable to every verse. So, to understand the relevance of this verse in your life, that requires a lot of effort. We have to decode the deeper messages. I remember when I was in high school, I met one scientist. He had come to the school where I was studying, and this particular scientist had done 40 years of research in theory of relativity. He was a physicist. And I asked him this question, sir, can you explain this equation E equal to mc squared? Now he just smiled at me and he said, my son, that's what I have been trying to understand for the last 40 years. And I can't say I have understood it fully yet. It cannot be explained like that within a few minutes. Everybody was stunned. Actually, if we hadn't known that he is a top physicist, we would have thought he is highly ignorant. See, people who have very less knowledge only say, I have understood everything. People who have very deep knowledge about any subject, they always say that I am in the process of learning. But those are the people who will know a lot. So the formula looks very simple, E equals mc squared. But if you go deeper and deeper into that, there is so much to it. It is the same thing with respect to these verses also. The verses look very simple. If you have a very superficial approach, you can just read it, understand it basically, probably analyze a few things, get into a little bit of intellectual depth, and then move on to the next verse. But what is the use? How has it really helped you in your life? How has it transformed you? How has it helped you to unfold your inner powers? How has it helped you to evolve spiritually? How has it helped you to take one step closer to divinity, to that infinite principle? This is what you should understand as a sadhak. So the entire Bhagavad Gita has been given in coded language. It's not only the Bhagavad Gita, as I told you, all the scriptures are given in coded language. They are like different formulae. Now, a superficial understanding of that formulae will give you a very, very limited benefits, we can say. But when we use the yogic approach and start decoding the underlying messages, you will find that within one verse contains tremendous sadhana principles. Externally it looks normal, but when you start digging it, so much of gold starts coming from that place. It is like that. So when we are studying the various principles, like for example, in these few verses we are studying the principle of yajna, the different facets, the different applications and all that. Keep this in your mind, that this is not an objective study, that this is not a scholastic study. But this is actually meant to make a study of yourself and your life and also transform it. See, even making a study of yourself and of your life is a waste of time if you cannot transform it, if you cannot make it better. What is the use of studying any system if there is no value which you're going to get out of it? Even if you're watching a movie or reading a storybook, now that gives you something, at least some entertainment. It has to give you something. If it doesn't give you something, then there is no use of seeing that movie or reading that book. So when it comes to the scriptures, a mere scholastic study of the scriptures will make you a scholar, a pandit. There are many people whom I know who can explain the Bhagavad Gita intellectually. They would have studied many, many commentaries. They can make a wonderful comparison for you. They'll tell you what this person said, what that person said, what is the difference. All that hair-splitting analysis they may make. Many people whom I know, they have wonderful mastery over the Sanskritam language. So they are able to explain it from that angle. Now all that is fine. A yogi also may incidentally be a scholar, but that is only incidental. He may incidentally have a good knowledge of the Sanskritam language, but those are all only external tools. The yogi's uniqueness is not in all this, but it is in decoding the core messages and helping you to apply them in your life. Decoding the core messages in terms of your personal sadhana. That is what is the difference. That differentiates between a yogi and a person who is a mere scholar. So when you are attending every Sunday, now a lot of information is also given to you. So you will automatically start becoming a scholar. Scholar in the sense you will be well informed about so many things without your knowledge. But that is not our main aim. Our main aim is to create a positive transformation within ourselves and also make our lives wonderful and give it a direction so that you fulfill the ultimate purpose of God realization as a human being. So the yogic approach actually is inclusive of the intellectual approach. It's not totally divorced from an intellectual approach, but it goes beyond that. So as a sadhak, when you are exposed to this yogic approach, my request to all of you is make use of it fully. If you are given an instrument, you need to make use of it fully. Why should you make use of it partially? Then you will get only partial benefits, no? Why? Why should you compromise? And what is most interesting is, you would have experienced this, in all these verses, when we go deeper and deeper into these principles, you will find that that itself contains the entire wisdom of life. And the more you go into it, the more joy it gives you. It actually facilitates or triggers the seeking within you. It keeps on making you a student, more of a student. See, when you stop off with a mere intellectual approach, you feel, now I know this. Now that triggers the ego. I know. Whereas the yogic approach does not trigger the ego. It actually triggers the learning tendency within you. So you will get to know more and more, but you will never feel that you are saturated with information. Whenever you feel that I think I have a lot of information now, it means you have slipped from the yogic approach to mere intellectual approach, to mere intellection. But with the yogic approach, the more you know, the more it will inspire you to know more. Every time you get into this, it will be like the first time for you. A yogi maintains that spirit, the childlike spirit of learning all the time. And when you learn that, learn and practice that during these Sunday sessions, now the chances are you will start practicing it in the other areas of your life also. And when you start practicing it, a time would come where you will start experiencing every day in a fresh way. You will start experiencing every moment in a fresh way. Every day when you wake up and see the sun, we feel it's the same experience. Yesterday I saw it, today also. But a yogi doesn't feel like that. He sees the sun every day as if he's seeing it for the first time. So when you come and sit every Sunday, it is as if this is the first time you're going to learn all this. Just imagine that spirit will help you absorb maximum. It is so important because in the yogic approach we take one principle and keep on going into the depth through different dimensions, so that requires a lot of patience. And patience is an automatic, it's a byproduct, I would say, if you have the right approach. You don't need to specially practice it. You become impatient only when you want it to end fast. But when you are enjoying the depth, you are really not bothered about the end, because the process is so enjoyable. The process is so inspiring that you are fully in it. So every time we read this, Sahayajñāha praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi, it should inspire you as if it's the first time you're reading it. It's an amazing attitude to have. If only you can master this attitude of being a student, looking at everything in a fresh way and keep on learning, you will go to great heights. This is the secret of how any person can become a yogi. The moment you feel saturated, your growth will get stunted. The growth will stop. The learning process stops there. So, in the last session, what were we seeing? The different dimensions of this word srishtva. Srishta means creation, created. Something is created or produced. That's when the word srishta is used. Srishtva is the tenses varying. That's why, but we are seeing the core word srishta. So if you want to understand who a prajapati is, who a creator is, if you understand the process of creation, you will be able to understand what his powers are. The second line is going to say you also have that power. But right from beginning, I am giving you the total picture so that it becomes easy for you to grasp these things. So srishta means something which has been created or produced. Now that very word contains the secret of creation. the secret of materialization. It is amazing how these great yogis have, used this method where just by giving one word, they give the whole secret. It all depends how deep you can go. But the material is there. So last week we saw two steps, that is two dimensions of Srishta. Apart from that being the creation or that which is produced, what did we see? The Srishta means ascertain, something which is ascertained. So, if you want to materialize something, first you should become very clear about what it is that you want. A person who doesn't have a goal, now what can he materialize? Energies will be running everywhere. What is it that you want means what is your goal? What is it that you want to create or achieve? You can use any word. They all mean the same thing. They're all just different ways of coming to the same principle only. A person who is unclear about what he or she wants cannot master this principle of materialization. When you go to a hotel, now the menu card is given to you. You may read the menu card a few times and then you are very specific, you choose. This is the dish which I want. This is the main dish, these are the side dishes I want. Everything you clearly choose. If you are not clear about that, then they will not be able to serve you what you want. If you just tell them in a very general way, I want food, they may give you something, but that may not be what you want. It's the same thing with respect to this universe, what we call a Srishti, the creation. If you become very clear about what you want, the higher powers, the universe will start giving you that. But if you are very confused, one day you say one thing, say means what? Say, feel, think, everything. So one day you say I want this, next day you say I want something else. And even when you say I want that, you are not too sure. You have so many doubts. Is this the right thing? Is it okay? Now, when the mind is in a state of confusion like that, then your energies are scattered. So the universe, the higher Shakti, cannot really help you in a specific way. That is why this is the first step. And I did mention to you last week, your energies, instead of focusing on what you want, are today focused on what you don't want. That is what we called as a language of complaint. This is not okay, that is not okay. These are the things which you don't want. I have this disease, that is something which you don't want. So even though that principle looks very simple, ascertaining, but when you practically do it, there will be a lot of difficulties which you will face, because you have gotten into this habit of focusing all your energies on what you don't want, what are all the negativities. You've gotten into that habit, by staying with it for a very long period of time. So suddenly when you want to shift your focus, the mind may not listen to you. So you will have to do a lot of sadhana to be able to ascertain and gain the clarity that this is what I want to experience in life. In the Finding Rhythm in Life empowerment, which we had last December, this was the first training which was given to you. Becoming clear about what you want. It's a sadhana which you need to do. One sadhak has asked me this question when it's a very interesting question. When this ancient wisdom deals with the science of materialization, creation, now why is it that many spiritual people are failures in life? He says he himself has seen many people who are into spirituality, but they don't really succeed. They are not so happy. Why? The reason is this only. See, when you say many people are in spirituality, that is a very general statement. But have they really used the yogic approach? Have they got this wisdom in a specific way? Have they used it to become clear about what they want? Usually, the people whom you're referring to, I'm answering that sadhak who has asked this question. The people whom you're referring to are people who have a generalized knowledge of the scriptures. And they keep talking very high philosophy. They say, I have no desires. They'll keep just fooling themselves. But a person who goes into the specifics, now he will start becoming very, very clear. No ifs, no buts, no maybe I like the, maybe I want this, probably. See, these are all terminologies, words which we use to cover up our own confusions. Most people, when I ask them, do you want this? Maybe, they say. Probably. These are all terminologies which have been invented to actually bring down your powers. A yogi is one who is very, very clear. So this is your first step. And then we saw the second dimension of Srishta. Srishta means determined. See, now once you decide this is what I want, this is my goal, now you should develop tremendous determination. You should not be so weak-minded that today you decide on something, somebody else comes and tells you something, now immediately you get influenced there and you get distracted. See, when you are determined, you will not get distracted from your goal. You see any achiever in any field, that person will be determined, this is what I want. It is your mental determination that will give you that consistency of purpose. And a person who is consistent alone can go right up to the goal. See, today, let's say you're standing at one place. This is just a dramatization, okay? And the goal is far away from you. Now you will have to travel and go to the goal. For that you will have to consistently travel, no? You travel for a while and then you stop. You get distracted and go somewhere else. Then how will you be able to reach your destination? So it is consistent actions which can bridge the gap between you and your goal. It is not one action. It is a series of actions, and they have to be directed towards what you want, whatever your goal is. So that is what is meant by determination, being determined about whatever you want to achieve. See, each of these dimensions, when you start absorbing them, will make you very powerful. You just can't become a yogi simply by studying things in a textbookish way. You will have to take it in, you will have to absorb it, and change the very way you're functioning. That is the way. So this is the second dimension. First is ascertaining. The next step is being determined. Now, once you master these two things, the third dimension of Srishta, the third dimension is being connected. Now, what do we mean by being connected? Being connected or being joined, we can say. Always being connected. Whenever you fix a goal and you are determined about it, the next step which you need to master is connection with that goal. The connection at all levels. See, connecting or joining is at all levels of your personality. Your thoughts should be focused on the goal. Your emotions should be connected with the goal. When your emotions are connected, your pranas also will get connected. There will be a lot of prana shakti which you will generate. That also we will see. That is another, in the next dimension, I will cover that. So when you fix a goal and if there is no emotional connection towards it, there is no use. Some people write down goals and that they just merely mechanically write the goals on a piece of paper, but there is no emotional connect. Remember, emotions have tremendous power. What is emotion? Emotion means energy in motion. So when you want something and you have to form a very deep emotional connect with that. Why I am saying emotional connect is that starts off with a thought. So the connection at the thought level is also included, and when you have an emotional connect with something, the pranas automatically get attuned. Therefore, that is also included. And it's not only that. When you are emotionally connected to something, nobody needs to tell you to act. You will automatically start performing those actions in order to achieve that. So your actions will also get connected. So the central point is becoming emotionally connected to that goal, being inspired by that. A goal is something which should wake you up from your bed in the morning. See, when you have no goal, you'll just keep lazing around sleeping. But when you have a goal, I want to achieve that. Now that should wake you up. It should provide the necessary inspiration or fuel for you to act. Many people, they say, very interesting. First of all, if you go and ask a person, so many people are walking on the road, you just stop them and say, what is your goal? Now they'll start thinking. The moment a person starts thinking means that person does not have a goal. If I ask you what is your name, will you think? Why? You will not think, because you already have a name. It's the same thing. But to some people who say they have goal, it is just in a piece of paper. There is no emotional connect. See, when a person truly has a connection with his or her goal, you should see that person's eyes. There will be a lot of fire, passion there. All great achievers have that fire within them. How? It is by having that emotional connect with the goal. It's a very powerful dimension of Srishta. Srishta means getting connected or joining with the goal. It's very interesting. Many years back, a scholar of all the scriptures, he had made a lot of study of various scriptures from different languages. He had made a comparative study of all the scriptures and all that. He was a PhD actually. He had come to meet me, and I found that he was basically lacking life, even though he had studied so much. See, what do we expect when you're exposed to so many scriptures? How spiritual you should be. But he was like a very dry person, Dry in the sense no life, no spiritual energy flowing. Now, he had come for some advice. And one of the things which he asked me was, sir, I have been studying the scriptures for so long, but I feel I'm missing something. What should I do? What should I do to progress spiritually? So to which I asked him, what is your ultimate goal? So you have studied so many scriptures, right? Can you tell me what is the ultimate purpose as a human being? Immediately he said, my ultimate purpose is self-realization. Now, the way he said it, I am finding it difficult to imitate that. There was absolutely no life in that. My ultimate purpose is self-realization. Almost like a machine. He has just gathered that information from various scriptures and he is just mechanically repeating it. There was no fire in the eyes. There were no emotions, no connection at all. So when I explained this to him, I said, see, the way you are saying is exactly like how a machine would respond. Where is that passion? Where is that emotion? He had never looked at it from that angle. So when a yogi says, I want something, he really means it. See, what is the meaning of connection? When you have an emotional connect, then you will be willing to do anything for the sake of getting it. Usually people say, I want this, I want that. But when you ask them to get into action, when you say, okay, you want that, do this, then all their energy will get fizzled out. It means the connection is not strong. If you have a goal and if you have a problem with respect to maintaining your course of action, it means there is no emotional connect. You need to focus on that first. See, even in the corporates, what they do is they write their goals and paste it wherever their seats are when they sit in the office. As soon as they come, the first thing they look at their goals. Now that process itself has become very mechanical today. They're just mechanically reading it. But the idea behind that was every day when you read it, you will build a connection. But that has to be done with full awareness. Otherwise, you just merely mechanically read it. My goal is to achieve, like how that scholar said, no? My ultimate purpose is self-realization. Actually, if I ask him to take one Sunday session, whatever inspiration which you have gathered, everything will go away if we listen to him. But the interesting part is he is saying the highest truth. Verbally he is saying that, but no emotions at all. So how deeply do you want whatever it is that you want? Are you willing to pay any price for that? See, some people say, I want God realization. What price are you willing to pay? If you go to the Upanishads, they were willing to even sacrifice their lives for the sake of attaining God realization. So this rule, there is these principles, whatever is being given to you, this can be applied at the worldly level, it can be applied at the spiritual level also. So when you determine, when you ascertain what you want and then you become determined about it, the third step to master is building an emotional connect. Your goal should inspire you. It should push you into activity. See, many people say, I want to become rich. But are you willing to put hard work? Are you willing to be disciplined? Are you willing to do this? All that they are not willing to do. They straight away want the result. That is a very tamasic, lazy approach. There is no room for any laziness when it comes to the spiritual wisdom. So ascertaining, number one. Number two, being determined. And number three is getting emotionally connected, emotionally joining with the goal, as it were. So in that phrase, emotional connection, all other connections are also included, because that is the center. Wherever you get connected emotionally, you will automatically be connected at the thought level. Your pranas will also get connected. You will start acting in that direction. You are willing to pay any price in order to get it. That is when this universe, the nature, the higher powers will reward you with that. You read the life history of any successful person. Unconsciously they would have practiced this only. Now this is an opportunity for you to learn it, learn the full science. Now how much you practice, that depends on you only. So this is the third dimension, third step we can say. And then the fourth dimension of Srishta. Srishta means abundant. Abundance in terms of energy. See, the mentality of a yogi is abundance. A yogi always attracts abundance into his or her life. Abundance means what? Thinking big, feeling big. Feeling big means, when you feel limited, you feel, this is something which I cannot achieve, this is something which I cannot get. All those are limiting factors. Now, if you want to materialize, now you need to break these shackles. You should make the energy of abundance flow within you. In everything, that is in every area of life, you find that you compromise at some level. You never go for the best. So you should develop this habit of wanting abundance in your life. That is called Shri. Shri means Goddess Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi represents abundance. In the future, I'll be giving you the empowerment for this. That is to awaken the energy of abundance within you. What is the end point of abundance? It is the infinite. So when you make the energy of abundance flow with you, you will not stop till you reach the highest goal. You will not compromise anywhere. The tendency to compromise pulls you down. It limits you. It closes all your powers. Whereas the energy of abundance opens you up. It can take you right from the finite to the infinite. So start becoming very, very clear. Become crystal clear about what you want to experience in life, and don't compromise. Be, as liberal as possible from your level. See, awakening the energy of abundance, that is, don't compromise, doesn't mean you write something which you yourself don't believe in. Something which is totally impractical. No, from your level, stretch out as much as possible. Don't be miserly when you're fixing your goals. That is what it means by thinking big. So in the yogic language, it is not merely thinking big, thinking, feeling. Everything should be based on this energy of abundance. So when you are emotionally connected to your goal, automatically this energy of abundance will start getting awakened within you. A yogi is not one who has been blessed with some special powers and all that. He puts in that effort and awakens all that from within. All these things which are being told here are all already there within you. They are all dormant today. We are only trying to invoke that, awaken that. So don't think that this is something which I have to specially get from outside. No, it is already there within you. The energy of abundance is already there within you, but it is in a dormant stage. It's sleeping. So when you start fixing your goals, now stretch the goals as much as possible, but let it not go to that extent where you lose the connect. Then it becomes impractical. So let it be well within your level, but within your reach. See, you're standing at a place. Now the distance, the space which you're occupying is a circle which we can draw around the body dimensions. But if you stretch your arms out, now you're able to increase the space which you're covering. Similarly, when you're fixing goals, now stretch your mind, stretch your thoughts as much as possible. The moment you feel that it's causing some fear, then it means you've overstepped your capacity. Then you can't fix an unrealistic goal like that. So keep it within the realistic limit, but there should be a stretch. Once you achieve that, then you will be able to stretch more. Step by step, you can keep on growing. This is a very, very practical method which these yogis have given. So, Srishta means abundant, having that energy. And it's not only that, abundant also means having a lot of zest, being very cheerful and having that energy to achieve. In the 18th chapter, when he describes the three types of actors, Sattvic actor, Rajasic actor and Tamasic actor, he says a Sattvic actor is one who has this utsaha. Utsaha means that energy, that cheer, very, very positive. See, some people, they not only they don't have any energy, they try to pull down others' energy also. Any idea you tell them, they will tell something negative. Idella work aguma? Will all these things really work? Especially in the spiritual field, many so-called spiritual people, they say that in this Kali Yuga, all this will not work. When this was written, that was a different Yuga. Now this is the Kali Yuga. Will it really work? In the modern world, will this work? All these are nothing but reflections of your own negative thinking only. If something will not work in the Kali Yuga, God will not keep that. It would have got destroyed long back. If it's available to you today, and if you're reading, it means it's possible. There is a possibility. If you're being exposed to the yogic approach, it means there is a clear possibility that you can use that and evolve. Why can't you see that? But no, the mind will only see the limitations. So, abundant means seeing the possibility of growth right up to the infinite. The opposite of that is seeing all the limitations and getting stuck there, stuck with your own negative thinking. When you're caught up in a problem, you get stuck with the limitations. This is not possible, that is not possible. So when you go to a guru, a true guru, what he does is that he locates the student's limitations and he keeps on throwing challenges to the student. See, the journey with the guru will not be so easy or simple because he will keep on increasing the challenges. The moment easy is that you are getting stuck with something, you're too comfortable. Now he will expose you to something more or something else which will challenge you, which will bring the best from you. It may look a little harsh, but that is the way. A guru will go on challenging the student more and more and more till the infinite unfolds from within. So on a daily basis, you should also challenge yourself. Challenge yourself in the sense, you should not be happy with whatever growth you have got. Happy, here I am putting it in a tamasic sense, happy, you should not be content in a tamasic way. Rather, every day you should challenge yourself to keep moving, to keep growing. That is the meaning of Srishta. It's a beautiful word, So, ascertaining, determining, then being connected or joined means emotional connection is there, and invoking the energy of abundance within you. Not getting stuck with limitations. See, in the Ramayana, this has been so beautifully depicted. Hanuman had all the powers, but for certain reasons, he was made to forget that. And when they were all sitting, who can cross and go to Lanka? When they were sitting on the on this side, they were discussing. Everybody was saying, I can only jump this much, I can jump that much. Hanuman was just sitting quietly. And then when Jambavan saw Hanuman, he said, Hanuman, why aren't you saying anything? You are the person who can do this. To which Hanuman said, no, I don't think I can do. See, he was such a humble person. He was not even aware of his powers. He said, I don't think I can do it. Can you imagine what amount of powers Hanuman had? He was called the Panchavaktra. Panchavaktra means having 5 personalities. One was that of Lord Narasimha, one was that of Varaha Avatar, one was Garuda. No, different facets were there. He was the Rudra Avatar. Many people know him to be as a mere devotee of Rama. That is a role which he played. But otherwise he was the manifestation of the infinite directly. But in spite of that, he was saying, no, I don't think I can jump. Then Jambavan started reminding him. He said, Hanuman, you know how great you are. And through the process of slowly reminding him, he triggered whatever was there within him. And when everything started manifesting, he just said, Jai Shri Ram, and he took a jump. Very, very powerful portion in the Ramayana. See, what they are depicting there is what is happening to you today. You feel, I can't achieve this, I can't achieve that, I can't this. It is like Hanuman saying, I can't achieve it. To a yogi, to a master, when a student says, I don't think this is possible, sir, I don't think that is possible, sir. It's very funny, it's amusing. All you need to do is to remind yourself and get awakened. Then you can cross any hurdle. See, it has been given in a story form. It's a role which with Hanuman also played to give us the deeper message. The problem is we forget those messages and we get caught up with the story. And then there's a lot of debate also. Many debates happen. This is right, that is right. Not a question of what happened in the story. What is happening to you in your life? How is that relevant to your sadhana today? That is what you need to see. So you have that energy of abundance within you. And what is the end of that energy? It is nothing but the infinite. But today, all that is lying dormant. It is up to you. If you do your sadhana on a daily basis, see, the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana is designed to awaken all these things from within you. The material has been created and that has been given to you. It has been, to a good extent, there is a spoon feeding. Because when we practiced all this, there was no material given. That's very difficult to master the Yoga Sankirtan without any material. That's why the material has been given to you. Now, how, you should be able to derive more benefits if you apply yourself on a daily basis. So don't take it for granted. That is the most sacred thing which you can do every day. When you sit for your sadhana, remember that's it's not merely just switching on the Yoga Sankirtan and simply sitting mechanically. It's not that. That is going to transform you. That's going to awaken the best from within you. So do that with a lot of passion, with a lot of emotion. You will see wonderful effects. The benefits which you get cannot be quantified. So that is the meaning of abundant. Now we will stop there. So last week a couple of dimensions were given. Today 2 more dimensions have been given. There is so much to it, but I'll just cover probably 1 or 2 more dimensions, and that should be more than enough for you to master this principle. It cannot be mastered overnight. See, you should have some patience here. Some people want immediate results. Now, those things are not possible in life. It's something which gives you immediate results will also be short-lived. It will go away fast from you. So we'll be taking our time to get into this carefully, and every step should be mastered. That effort should be there from your side. Then only you will really, really reap the full benefits of what is being given to you. Okay, so before the Nididhyasana meditation, I will take up one question. This question has been asked by one sadhak. Dear Yogishri, after the last few empowerment courses, I feel increasing vibrations or pressure in the top region of the head, or at the back, or on the eyes, behind the nose. So behind the nose means you mean here. That's where the third eye or Agnya Chakra, it's an energy center which is there. So sometimes it goes further. I feel like a pressure directing me to look in a particular direction or move in a particular direction. It has led to strange things. Like during the last date of the submission of a research paper, when this pressure directed me to exactly the books and specific pages that I was required to complete the task. At another point, I felt the same pressure and found this house for rent I was looking for. So while part of me feels excited by this, part of me also feels scared. So I'm okay. It's a long way. She's explained the whole thing, but I am only reading the relevant ones. So what should I do about all this? And what should be my approach? That is what she has asked. Now, this is something which several other sadhaks have also experienced. First of all, is it normal is your question. Now, see, anything becomes normal when you get used to it. When something is new to you, it is out of normal. Supposing instead of 2 eyes, let us say all of us were born with only 1 eye. Suddenly, a person comes with 2 eyes. Then 2 eyes would seem very abnormal, something supernatural. Isn't it? But now we are having 2 eyes, there is no value. It becomes very normal. This is what we call the process of normalization. You get acclimatized to it. So, all powers are there within you. For a yogi, it is very normal. Some people ask, sir, miracles. For any sadhak, miracles become a part of his or her life after a while. Initially, that excitement will be there. All that it will get normalized after a while. So that is there. Now, there is nothing to get scared about these things. See, it is something new which you are experiencing. And this is nothing. There is just a partial awakening of one particular power. So, my request to you and to all the other sadhaks is that, our goal is not all these small powers and all that. Our goal, ultimate goal is infinite self-realization or God realization. In the path, many things will get awakened within you. So don't attach too much of importance to it. This is number one. Because if you attach too much of importance to it, then you will get stuck there. You will not progress further. Number two, when you get when you start experiencing these kinds of things, now what is important is anything which is not under your control should be released. So a yogi is one who has awakened many powers from within, but he is the ultimate master. When that power starts controlling you, that is when you lose your control, then you should become fully alert. That is not a desirable thing, because chances are you will get distracted, you will get stuck with it, and you will not progress further. So, what is the best way? When you do your sadhana, just invoke the Guru Shakti, invoke the higher Shakti, and mentally just oblate, surrender all this to the higher. When you do that, then you are maintaining your focus on the infinite. If you get too excited about all these small things, then you will miss the highest. So that is why in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, in the path of spirituality, a yogi develops many powers, but he doesn't look at them also. He doesn't have any value for these things. The moment you give the extra value to this, then that will start ruling you. It's exactly like any other thing in the world. Like we say, there's nothing wrong with wealth. But if you put extra value on wealth, then wealth will start ruling you. Instead of you being a master, now the wealth will become your master. That is when it comes to external things, it's easy to understand. So use wealth, but don't become a slave there. Now, as you grow spiritually, a lot of internal wealth will be, whatever is there, will start manifesting. So that is a time when you should maintain your objectivity. And the best way which we follow in the yogic approach is to offer or oblate everything to the higher Shakti, to the Guru Shakti. That's a basic humility which we practice. So there is nothing to feel scared and all that. It should not go out of your control. If that happens, then you should practice this more of oblating it and moving on. The moment you bring that intention, then that will lose its hold over you. So as you develop, many powers may come, the clarity will improve, the clairvoyance may improve, but a yogi does not have any value for all these things. And you should also be a little careful that it shouldn't trigger the ego that is there. Okay, so I think the message is very clear. So think about this. If you have any further clarifications, do ask. I'm here to clear all that. But as a sadhak, you should be aware of all this. It's so important. Okay. So now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. I am not this body. I am not these emotions. I am not these thoughts. I am that supreme, infinite self. I am the creator of my life. I have infinite powers within me. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today more principles have been given to you. It's very important for you to do your sadhana on a daily basis and keep your mind purified. You should go on purifying yourself. In the month of July, we are going to have the Guru Purnima, intense sadhana. What is the basic principle there? However great we become, we surrender to the Guru Shakti, the higher Shakti. That is what will ensure that the the protection is always there. It's like a protective layer, So as you start practicing these principles, many wonderful things will start happening in your life. But always be grounded, ever grateful to the higher, ever grateful to the Guru Shakti. Always be a sadhak. Okay? In the next session, we will go into further depth. It's going to be very interesting. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next session. Hari Om.